Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Luckener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable. Welcome again, cyclocross fans, to the final round of the 2023 Championship. We find ourselves in the southeast of France near Albi, Castelnau-de-Lévis, well known for its 13th century castle, which has had a fair chunk knocked out of it over the centuries that have intervened. I think the weather's done the rest. What a beautiful village this is. As always, we can find the places. Look at the countryside here, the motocross track, so very famous. We're almost 1,000 feet above sea level. Magnificent, magnificent countryside. It's unbelievable that this season has gone now. The 14th round, here we are. Where has it gone? The year has passed so quickly. Started in Spain, moved to Portugal. 4 races in a row, Van Luckener carried the red plate. Into Holland, Koen Hermans had a good weekend there. Etienne Bax still had to find his mojo, but find it he did. In France though, Nicolas Musset happy on home ground. Koen Hermans good in the sand. He's riding strongly. Which way's it going to go this year? Well, on to Poland. Bax was coming like a freight train. He and Andrei Cermak on top of the box. Estonia good as well. Lommel in the sand. Bax really played to his strengths there. Fantastic championship of Van Luckener carrying the red plate all the way through the season. The weather's been kind to us. Well, it was to change a bit when we got to Ireland, as you will see. We're there. It rained. It was muddy, but Van Luckener going well. He and Bax took 1 race apiece. Again in Wiltshire, in the southwest of England. 1 race apiece. The gap just holding firm, but the red plate holding fast on the front of Van Luckener and Musset. Roquette again. Red plate success for them. Koen Hermans more frustration. Bax charging hard in Rudelsburg. But they come here separated by 23 points. To France then, all to play for. Magnificent track, as I say, in wonderful countryside here. Let's have a look at the teams. Van Luckener on form.
Marvin van Luckener and Nicolas Musset are within touching distance of the title. 50 points on the table. Their lead is 23. Home ground for Nicolas. Nicolas, what will that mean to you going into this last round in front of all the local fans?
Yeah, for sure. That's the final round in my country. It's first time this happens, so I'm really excited about this. We have the red plate till the beginning, so it's a great season. Now we have just to finish like we start, and for sure we ride for the win, and it will be nice with the old French people behind us.
This is a track you both know, and in 2018 Marvin had 2 second places here. So are you confident you can both bring it home?
Yeah, I'm really confident, and also before I win my first GP here, and I win also some race, and I see Marvin in 2018 was a good ride, so yeah, I'm really excited about this with him.
This is an amazing track. The organisers here really know how to run an international motocross, don't they?
Yeah, it's an old club, and I think really special for the cycle with a lot of big jump, and it will be nice, I think.
This championship has come down yet again to the final round. Etienne Bax and Andrei Cermak trail by 23 points, but there are 50 on the table. Etienne, I know you're a fighter. Nothing's over till it's over. This is a track that I'm sure you'll both enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we are coming here already since 2007, and it's a great track. It has changed now, I see. So I did not check up on this, but for sure it's a nice track. I think also for the public and the spectators, they will see everything from around the side. So it will be an incredible weekend, and we will see what's happening.
Your bike is prepared as normal, but I noticed in the Dutch Championship last weekend, you tried again the Telefork system.
Yeah, of course, we did not stop with working on the Telefork system. We made some big improvements, I think, over the last weeks. We did some testing together with WP suspension, stop and go suspension in Lommel. And it was good. We tested this on Saturday and we thought we have nothing to lose on Sunday. We could not be Dutch champion anymore, so we gave it a shot on Sunday. And actually it was surprising good. So yeah, it was nice and was nice to do and yeah, give some new thoughts about this system. And we are still very positive about this. You know, somebody needs to innovate in the sport. Otherwise we are stuck and we stop. So it's important that somebody do it and I like to do it. So let's see.
The Prunier brothers are something of local heroes. They're twice French champions now, and they come here with massive support from a local crowd. Kilian, this is a track you love very well. You've been training here recently. What do you think your chances are over the weekend?
I think we have very good chance for this weekend. As we saw last couple of weeks, we had very good speed on the bike. We are very happy. We maybe have to work maybe a little bit more for the physical. But as you said, we came there 1 month ago for training to discover the track. We loved it, so I think we have plenty of luck for this weekend.
You are 10th in the points. You're not looking forwards, but you are looking behind a bit.
Yeah, sure. Gert is not far behind us, so we have to protect the 10th place. And we always have to look for the best result possible for each race.
This is a part of the show where we take a look at the track, and there's no better person than to talk that through with than the defending champion, Etienne Bax. He's been to this track in France many times. It's a track you like, but the start, as everywhere, is important, isn't it, Etienne?
Yeah, start is really important, and like we see here, they ripped the track, so it means it's very loose, and it's typical for a solo MXGP. Actually, MXGP is always ripped and watered. I don't know if this is perfect for the sidecar, but we will see how this works. It's for everybody the same, of course, but it's not not what I like the most, let's say.
No, I know that one or two of the riders, and maybe yourself included, have already spoke to the organisers, so hopefully overnight they'll do some preparation on this to make it more suitable.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's necessary to keep it safe, and I think it's better to not rip it anymore and only water it a little bit where necessary. And if they will do that, then it will be a perfect track tomorrow, because you know the track in general is a perfect track. It's for the public. It's very nice to watch. You can from all sides you can watch the whole track actually. So it's a very interesting track, and for riding as well. You know, it has some very technical parts, very difficult parts with double jumps, and yeah, it's a very track where you need to think a lot. So it's.
Well, I noticed from the last round in Germany, you chose your slot. You qualified well. Hopefully you're qualifying well here. You chose your slot, it didn't work, and you changed your mind. You went to a completely different part in Germany, and it paid off.
Yeah, it was better. In Germany it was better in the second motor, but still not good, you know. It's a little bit difficult. And this is why we need to look also for this weekend, where we need to start. And normally you would say inside would be the best, but maybe even outside would be good to come as fast as possible in the lines of the normal riding line, and maybe it's even faster. So we need to see this. But,
yeah, over there it's hard already, isn't it?
Yeah. And
if they don't change it, this is a problem.
You can go directly in the race line, and maybe this is faster. But yeah, we need to see. We are luckily in Group B. We can watch Group A and see what's going to happen.
You've always got, of course, those guys with the left-hand sidecar who are prepared to throw it into the first turn. That's always a risk.
Yeah, maybe you come together there. It's always difficult because you have at least on Sunday you have 30 sidecars who go from a very wide part into a small narrow corner. You know, so this actually it goes very well all the time, but sometimes it can give any problem. I'm sure with left to right sidecar.
That gets everything pumping, right?
It needs to be a little bit dangerous, yeah? Otherwise there's no fun. Eh?
Well, good luck for the weekend. This is a big weekend for you. I know that, and you've been totally committed, as you always are, so the very best of luck. What do you think your chances are?
50-50, you know, we need to have some luck, because if we are only winning 2 times, it will be not enough. We need some luck, but you know, I have 5 world titles and it never went easy, you know, so something can happen. I don't wish for nobody, but something can happen and we can take the title as well. So we still believe in this, we still trust in this, and we still will do everything to make it happen.
You can only do your best.
More we cannot do.
Well, let's put that to the test then. Group A. And as Etienne said, he's in Group B. He's not in this one, but let's have a look then over on the hard left-hand side. It's Van Lukenen, but Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart, Dan Foden giving Tim Prummer a little kiss on the way through. Prummer, the number 17 German, got a cracking start, but Dan Foden and Ryan Humphrey lead. The British crew then over that jump. A hard landing though. Van Lukenen is down in 5th at the moment. The red plate in 5th. Gert van Verven there right behind him. Davy Sanders in the mix as well, but it's Dan Foden and Ryan Humphrey leading Tim Prummer, Jarno Stegmans, Koen Hermans, Ben van den Bogart. Van Lukenen still getting mixed up in the traffic. There he is. Gert van Verven right behind him. Fantastic stuff. What a start by Foden. Absolutely out of the traps. And as I said on the track walk, he threw the bike into that right-hander with careless abandon, and the sidecar wheel actually across Tim Prummer's path, nowhere he could go. But he's fighting back, the German. Doesn't like people stealing his whole shots, does he? Look at that on the outside line, in the tram lines that Etienne Bax was talking about. Van Lukenen now up to 3rd, passing Hermans. Well, that was a good move. So Van Lukenen, Nicolas Musset, the vastly experienced sidecar passenger, 2 times already world champion. Van Lukenen just the one, but looking for his second. Who's that? Yes, that's Tim Prummer in problems. Van Lukenen stuck behind him. Tim Prummer, Jarno Stegmans in the dust there. Van Lukenen balked somewhat behind Prummer. That's given Hermans a clear run at the front, so he's past Dan Foden. Dan Foden, Ryan Humphrey now in 2nd place. Since coming here, we've had national champions crowned. Hermans, the champion of the Netherlands. Prummer is the German champion. Heinze has won the Swiss, and the Prunier boys have lifted their 2nd French title. So lots have been going on at home. Brett Wilkinson, of course, was crowned British champion several weeks ago, so he's done and dusted. Not without it. Oh, no, not again. Hermans out of it again. Hermans, Ben van den Bogart, hand in the air. Dan Foden again leading. Davy Sanders, Luc Rostang, Van Lukenen, red plate, now up to 3rd. That's the Lille Bardis boys coming hard. So what a freight train we've got at the front here. A real 12-wheeler. Davy Sanders, Luc Rostang, mega 2-stroke powered against the 4-stroke of Dan Foden. And they are really going at it, these two. Davy Sanders, really, really strong. What a season he's had. 7th in the world at the moment, carrying the number 9 currently. Is he going to finish up 7th? What's going to happen at the end of this weekend? So much hanging on this 14th and final round in Castelnau-de-Lévis. Foden now just beginning to slip back a little bit. Remember, Ryan Humphrey had that hot weather episode last weekend. Didn't want him to have any more of that. And of course we had the episode in Loket with Justin Kerben's passenger Dion Rietman, who thankfully is now on the mend. Van Lukenen then chasing Davy Sanders, fellow countrymen. Both these guys are in the Cyclocross of Nations team for Belgium. They being the top 2 in that country. Van Lukenen going here for a good grid slot for the race win. If he can possibly get it done and dusted tomorrow in race 1, then he can be champion. He will be champion if he wins race 1, but he's got to get a good grid slot first. Lille Bardis. The Lille Bardis boys. Oh, what's going on here with Koen Hermans? Koen Hermans has got yet another problem. Got it going, stopped again. So an absolute catastrophe for Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart. Van Lukenen now in front. Daniel and Bruno Lille Bardis now pressing Davy Sanders and Luc Rostang. The Latvian supporters, as normal, are in their numbers here. Tim Prummer's fighting back after that whatever it was the problem was, which balked Van Lukenen as well, but Tim Prumer, Jarno Stegmans are still in the running and fighting their way up. What a season this young German has had. German-Belgian pairing, of course, out with injury for a little while, Van Verven and Ivar van der Wiel. Gert Van Verven insisting that this is his last season, last weekend in fact, but we've heard this before, haven't we, from all these teams? We heard last year that so many top passengers were going to retire, Ben van den Bogart being one of them, but that's it, done and dusted. Second place for Sanders. Confirmed then. Winners, Van Lukenen and Museeuw. Sanders, Lil Bardis, Dan Foden brought it home in 4th place. Van Verven, Tim Prumer up to 7th, Visselink. A great fight back by everybody, but qualifying win for Van Lukenen.
Dan, that was a fantastic start. Tim Prumer had it, but you were determined to steal it.
Yeah, we came together a bit in the first corner, but it's racing. So, yeah, we got a good start and went with it for a few laps again, like we did a couple of weeks ago, but we had to be a little bit sensible because we had a bit of a health scare with Ryan a couple of weeks ago, so we just reined it in a bit today and then give it 100% tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, half the race you were there, you were leading it, you were going strongly. Is the heat going to be a problem, do you know?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a problem, but yeah, we'll see how we get on. It's the same for everyone.
Davey, an absolutely strong race, a good second place.
Yeah, I start in 5th place, and during the race I come in the front. I lead some laps and finish second, so I'm really happy about it.
You seem to like this track. It's a tough track, but you have to be brave, don't you?
Yeah, with the heat, it's important to control the race, and it's was possible for me.
Group B then, this will see Bax go. Bax is over on the right-hand side, 3 outfits in the black. Who's coming up the inside here? Look out for Heinz as well. Oh, who's that upside down? That's the Weinman brothers. Joshua and Noah Weinman, the number 25 crew. Justin Kerben, Rodolphe Le Breton and Bax neck and neck into the first turn. A great start by them. Tim and Sam Leffering, the 75 crew, are right there. So we've got 3 outfits already making a breakaway. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard in 4th. Looking for the British crew to hold 4th in the championship this weekend. That's where they want to finish. The big threat from them will come from the Lil Bardis boys, who are not that far behind. Bit of dust kicking up, so the organisers have listened to the please don't water too much plea from the teams. Makes it very, very difficult. Stefan Wyers, Lert van der Putten there, again in their distinctive strip. But Kerben leading backs, Kerben and Rodolphe Le Breton. Leffering it is. They're the Prunier boys. Kilian Evon Prunier, the number 94 crew, hoping to go well on home ground here. Of course they will. Massive local support from the French fans. Prunier boys looking very good here. Backs then on the back of Kerben. Kerben Le Breton riding well together. Justin Kerben has had such a strong season. If I had to tell you who I thought was my most improved rider this year, it would be Justin Kerben, I think. It's a tough call though, because we've seen some remarkable individual performances. Etienne Bax, Andre Cermak hit the front then. Talking about the start, he came from that sort of 3rd place in from the right as we look at it, and got a good start, went round the outside. Kerben though, coming from the other side of the gate, got an absolute flyer. Stefan Wyers, Lert van der Putten, head of the number 28 crew. That's Thomas Amard and Mathis Lupon. Good French runners. They, I believe, are representing France in the Cycling Cross of Nations. So a good, strong team, and they're running well with Stefan Wyers. Again, great local support, as you would expect, for these French teams. A massive crowd here and a wonderfully natural viewing gallery. Stefan Wyers, though, on the inside line, having a look at 418. And Hamar looking hard if he can, but Stefan Wyers braver over the jumps, faster on the uphill climb. Look at this one up the top here, and they can hit that. Some of the quicker teams earlier on were going over that in 1. Prunier, 94. Kilian Evon Prunier. They're running so well now. And Tim and Sim Leffring, another pair of brothers. Expected big things of them this year, but they've been a little bit spasmodic. Let's hope we'll get a full season from them in 2024 and see the true potential that these young Dutchmen have. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard. 4th place in the championship, need to protect it, and they're doing a good job here in qualifying Group B. But out in front now, it's Etienne Bax, Andre Cermak, doing everything they have to do to guarantee themselves a good choice of grid slot for tomorrow's races. They've done a great job. They know they've got this one home and dry. Hand in the air, that's it. That'll do nicely, thank you very much. 25 minutes of racing, and who's bringing it home? Well, it's the Prunier boys. So the Prunier boys starting as they mean to go on this weekend on home ground. Kerbin and Le Breton bring it over ahead of the Leffrings. There it is, and confirmed Bax and Cermak, Prunier boys, Kerbin, Leffring, Brett Wilkinson 5th, Marco Heinze, not what I would have expected, but there's more to come from him. Stefan Wires, top 10 for Amman.
Etienne, that's qualifying over with. Well done. You've given yourself the very best chance tomorrow.
Yeah, we started difficult in the morning. We didn't find any good rhythm, but we solved this, and it was a nice day. So we're looking forward for tomorrow. It's nice to see how many people are here already. It's great. We've been here a couple of times already, and this track is amazing. So let's hope for some nice races tomorrow, and let's see what's happening.
Kilian, you said you would go well on this track, and you certainly did. Well done. That was a good race.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, we did. We take a very good start. Yeah, we jumped really fast from the gate, but I missed my gear during the straight line. At the second corner we were first, and we fought really hard to get the second place. I'm really happy with our riding, and very happy with the French crowd. They scream a lot, and it gives a lot of power for the rest of the race.
In this sort of quality of field, this class of people, one missed gear costs you an awful lot.
Yeah, sure. In French Championship, we are maybe 5, 6 to be able to take a whole shot. In World Championship, all the third gate is able to take the whole shot. So the little mistake is very important, and we can miss the whole shot just with a little mistake.
Two of the brightest lights to grace us with their presence on the world scene this year, Kilian and Evon Prunier, reigning French champions, have really set this series alight. You've had some great rides, Kilian, most of them recently leading a GP, your first one. How was that?
It was amazing. Yeah, really amazing. Leading the best pack of the world is just an amazing feeling. You feel free, there's nobody in front of you, you can do everything you want on the track. It feels very, very good, yeah.
France is very rich with motocross. It could almost be the spiritual home. France and Holland, possibly, if I can say that. Why do you think we have yet to see a world champion from France?
The sport is really hard at a physical
side, yeah.
At physical side and at a mechanical side. So everything must be at the top for vying for a title, so we have to reach step by step the high level for the mechanic and the physics to compete.
And for now, there is no French team who achieved all those conditions to get the world title. Yeah.
I suppose most recently, Valentin Giraud was a bright light. Sadly,
yeah, it was the closest, yeah.
That came to an end, and he was the closest we've had. Is it an ambition that you hold, obviously?
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure, this is the main goal of our project. It's we want to reach this World Championship. Yeah.
This is the first time you've done the full season. Is that correct?
Yeah, almost full. We missed 2 GPs because of budget limits. But yeah, it was the first time. Yeah.
How did Sidecar Motocross start for you both? Is it a family thing?
Yeah, my father was driver for 20 years. When he stopped racing, I started racing motorcycle. I did the French Championship at the low level, French Championship, European Championship, even the World Junior Championship in Singoli. But I had a lot of crash, a lot of injuries, and I couldn't reach high level.
and I always keep in my mind the sidecar. I always wanted to try it. And during this time, my brother was a football player.
We all do mistakes.
It was his mistake. And one time we accepted to try sidecar, and we tried and we loved it so much, and we are still on the bike, so it's very good.
Evan, do you think being brothers brings a level of understanding that you wouldn't have if you were not brothers?
Yeah, we are making a really good alchemy between us. So we know what we think every time. If something is wrong, we know. We talk a lot. So yeah, that brings a lot of confidence in riding. So yeah, it's great.
As passenger, and I know I've done both, it is a very special role, and you get just as much glory, glamour and exposure from passengering as you do driving, yeah?
Yeah. Il y a autant de talent à être passager que pilote. Autant de mérite.
Yeah, it's really two different technique, and the job is really 50-50. Someone don't goes without the other, so yeah, we have to be a great alchemy to work as well.
Listen, well done both of you.
Thank you.
I've admired you and I've been really pleased with your progress. So
thank you very much.
Good luck for the future.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Castelnau-de-Lévis. It's race day, the sun is shining, the crowds are here in force. It is the most fascinating place, steeped in history, but most of all, look at the castle, overlooking everything. Down in the paddock, a presentation for the officials, the riders. Attention is building. Some people are relaxed, others not so, but the ladies are here. An all-lady crew. Fantastic to see. Can they do it? Van Lucken and Mousset. These boys qualified well. The Prunier boys with a herd of fans. Etienne looks relaxed. Surprising, really, but the track, well. Van Lucken and Bax on top of the pile. Sanders, Prunier, did they qualify well or what? Lil Bardis, Gerben, Foden's given himself a good chance as well. Lefferink, Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard needed to be in the top 10, and they've made it just. Van der Lagemat, Heinz Pruma, Stefan Vyers, Visselink, the rest of the big names all in there on page 2. And moving on down the lower order, you can see that, well, we've got some good names still in there. The ladies are in there. Let's wish them luck. This is going to be tough for those girls. Hot here and a big race. Look at the crowd. Massive, massive crowd here. 30 minutes plus 2 laps, twice ahead of these boys. The start straight has been chewed up a little bit. What will it do? The hard place is on the left. Everyone wishing their team well, and their lovers, boyfriends, girlfriends, just friends. Why not? Marvin's pre-race ritual. One race win, and he is champion. Into the closing seconds. What's it going to be? "30 minutes plus 2 laps then. Etienne's over on the right, Marvin is on the left. Into the closing seconds, down goes the gate, away they go. A good start by Bax over on the right-hand side. Van Lucken are coming fast like a train, through on the inside and getting it. The red plate leaves from Bax, Dan Foden, Ryan Humphrey in there. The Lil Bardis boys fourth, Pruma's in there, Prunier. So all the names you would expect, except Hermans, of course, because he was last to the gate after a catastrophic qualifying. Hermans, Ben van den Bogart, have had a shocker once again this weekend. Lil Bardis ahead of Pruma, Wilkinson, Millard. But that was a good start by Dan Foden. He and Ryan Humphrey have really found their mojo this season. But it's Van Lucken, the red plate in front, Etienne Bax chasing. There's Dan Foden, Lil Bardis, Pruma. These big jumps, you really have to be committed over this long climb with a double jump on the steep up. You've got to get over that. The riders were all saying that with the heavy watering, the water collected in the bottom of the hills made the ruts difficult for the jumps. You didn't know what you were jumping out of, and you certainly did not know what you were jumping into. Made it quite dangerous. And you can see all the loose rubbish has been piled up by the side of the track, where the organisers had to work hard and scrape it off the top. The clay, it was just a bog. Yes, Heinzer and Betchart. Not a good start for them, but they're making up ground. They're alongside Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart, and they're past Koen Hermans and Ben van den Bogart. Heinzer then on the back of Justin Kuban, Rodolphe Le Breton, the number 7. The young French passenger's ridden with something like 8 or 9 drivers this year. Talk about super sub. He's been absolutely amazing. Pruma got it bogged in on that right-hander. Prunier as well, they're queuing up round there. Kerben. So look at the left-hand sidecar of Heinzer. He flicked it on the inside, but Hermans is past. Up the hill and over the top. There's not really a passing place in those tight turns. On the inside of Leferic goes Kerben. Kerben now back in front of Hermans. Hermans charging through though, making up ground from, well, last place on the grid, so he was on the second row. Daniel and Bruno Lielbardis. A massive collection of Latvian fans here. Flags and air horns, the whole shebang, I can tell you. Pruma and Jarno Stegmans. And Prunier on home ground. Again, big support from him for the partisan crowd. You see what I mean about the ruts? They've got to follow the ruts, and those ruts would not have been there had the circuit been less watered. On the inside then, having a look, Dan Foden has proved to be notoriously difficult to pass. Doesn't matter where it is, he doesn't give in easily. He's got a bright future, he and Ryan Humphrey, after all the problems they've had this year, that big injury in Torsion-Valais, where they both broke their backs. Oh, backs! Backwards into the loose stuff. Oh, that's a problem with a kill switch. That's a kill switch problem. What's happened there? Something being dragged across? Andre Chermak frantically trying to sort it out while Etienne keeps the job going. I've no idea, but something got clouted. Looked like it knocked the kill switch up, but we shall see. Andre Chermak very quickly on the case. Now running for some assistance. So that's it, game over for Etienne Bax and Andre Chermak at the front. Van Lucena is running away with it and running away with the championship. Brett Wilkinson, Joe Millard, fellow countryman Dan Foden, Ryan Humphrey. Through the inside they go on them. That's renewing the battle they've had most of the season in the British Championship as well. But Dan Foden, as I say, they were both injured. And Ryan's had his fair share of problems later in the season with the heat. And he's looking fairly static at that moment as well. So Dan having to nurse Ryan a little bit, and Ryan will be the first to confess that he's got some work to do on his fitness because of the lack of racing this year. Simply, you've got to be race fit. It's no good just going to the gym. There's only one way to train properly, and that's on the bike at race distance. Kerben, Rodolphe Le Breton on the back of Brett and Joe Millard. These two have had a battle all the way through. And Millard, Brett of course, and Joe Millard in 4th place in the championship. The only people who can really threaten them, Kerben could have done until his DNF a couple of weeks ago. But now he's on the inside, he's gone through. But it's Lielbardis who are the dangers to Brett Wilkinson, and they're in front of them at the moment, just jumping out of sight in your shot on the left there. These two then weaving through the bends, right, left. Right chair versus left chair. You can see the diggers in the background that they've had to bring in to sort this track out, all because too much water was put on it. It's in perfect order when we arrived, and then they were so afraid of the dust, I guess, because it is hot here, they overwatered it, and the result is what you see. All the loose rubbish gets shoved to the side. Lielbardis boys making ground through the pack. Tim Pruma, Jarno Stegmans running very well in the top 6. They're ahead of Kerben. In fact, they're ahead of Koen Hermans. And Koen Hermans now being, well, he's right on the case, but what can he do? He's had a really disastrous first half to the weekend, but he's looking good now. He and Ben van den Bogart. Hermans, number 3, third in the world. He cannot lose that. He's fairly safe in third. He's going to continue with the number 3 plate into the 2024 season. And plans are already being made for the 2024 season, with a very strong rumour that we will be doing live stream next year. So all of the Grand Prix races, God willing and with a fair wind, will be streamed live onto your device. Now how good is that? Tim and Sem Leffering. These boys promise so much. Oh, that's Tano Reisner. Tano Reisner and Stenitsu, the Estonians, out of it. They had a crash as well, or a bit of an incident in practice. It was doubtful whether the passenger would race, but he's out there. They're not anymore because they've just stopped. But race leaders, Van Lucena and Nicolas Musset, clear ahead of this one with a huge 10-second lead over the Lille Bardis boys in second place. Victory and the championship, and Nicolas Musset's body language says everything. Victory in the championship. Marvin, oh, there they are. They've already been mobbed trackside. Nicolas Musset is out on his feet. Runners up, Lille Bardis boys. A great result for them. And in third place, Kilian and Evan Prunier. It's a rapturous applause. There it is, Van Lucena, Lille Bardis, Prunier. Tim Prumer, fourth from Kerben. Wilkinson battled up to 6th. Well done, Brett. Leffering, Heitzer, Foden in the top 10 ahead of Tom van der Lagemat.
It was amazing. I don't know how to describe this feeling actually. Once again, it was amazing. We took a decent start. We were around the 5th or 6th place, and we went full attack on the beginning of the race. And unfortunately for them, some leaders had some bad lucks, but we were there. So we took the 3rd place and we pushed hard till the end, because at the half race I had a problem with my clutch. It was maybe a little bit too hot. So I had to take a little bit less risk and preserve this 3rd place.
Daniel, I've been saying all through the year you've been getting quicker and quicker, and now you've done a personal best, 2nd place. What a result.
Yeah, it was really amazing. We finally got a good start, 4th place. After 3rd lap we passed Foden, and then we ran a bit, and then I see if Prunier is coming, then I again step up the pace. But yeah, it was a hard race, 30 degrees, but yeah, a really good result.
Brilliant track, brilliant organisation. A dedicated band of people made this happen.
The track here at Castelnau-de-Lévis is one of the most famous in France, and I am with the club president, Alain Bossebeuf, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about this spectacular event and this spectacular track here. Alain, a very famous track. How many years has the club been running?
Oui, cette finale du mondial de sidecar cross marque le 19e mondial sur le terrain de Castelnau, moto, sidecar, etc. Et la 55e année du club de Castelnau-de-Lévis.
How many members do you have? You have a big army of people working, I noticed. How many members?
Nous avons 200 membres, dont 70 membres permanents sur le terrain de motocross pour organiser 2 grandes épreuves annuelles.
This Grand Prix for sidecars is very important. You've run many before. What other Grand Prix races have you run at this circuit?
Le Grand Prix de sidecar, nous en avons organisé 8 sur ce circuit. Et la première année était en 1994, où l'équipage allemand Weinmann avait largement remporté les 2 manches.
Fantastic. How many of the club members were riders in the day? Were you a rider? Did you compete?
Je n'ai jamais fait de motocross. Moi, je suis intéressé par le développement de mon village et de belles activités. Mais j'essaie d'avoir une culture totale de ce sport. Et j'ai toujours plaisir à recevoir de grandes épreuves, à recevoir particulièrement la FIM, à recevoir WSC, APO et l'équipe de Martin Begnat, et de recevoir aussi tous les officiels de la Fédération française et de la Ligue régionale.
I noticed within the club there is a good feeling, bon viveur, everybody is happy. Is that the secret of success?
Mais c'est important parce que chez nous, tous les gens qui participent au motocross sont des gens bénévoles, et il est important que tout se fasse dans la bonne humeur. Et comme je dis, puisque c'est ma dernière organisation en tant que président, je dis la vie associative en France, elle permet aux gens qui ne s'aiment pas forcément au quotidien de travailler ensemble et de se retrouver des qualités. Je crois que c'est ça la force d'un club et de la vie associative.
Perfect. WSC and everyone, thanks you very much for hosting this event. Have a good weekend and we wish you all the success.
Thank you very much.
Alain Bossebeuf and the other officials. What a team. What an event. Look at the caravan park and look at the paddock. This is how motocross should be every round all over Europe. Well, the championship is done and dusted. That man has just lost it. And we're into race 2 coming up. Don't go away. It's going to be another cracker. Once again then, who will get the whole shot? Etienne Bax is over on the right. He's going to push hard. Marvin van Lukener from that left-hand side again. Another flying start. Prummer's gone with him this time. Prummer and Marco Heinze. Marco Heinze's in there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place. Is that the Lille Bardes boys? That's Davy Sanders. Davy Sanders, Luke Rostang, the number 9, who had not a good race in the first time, a DNF. So that wasn't good for them. They've got to make amends. They've got to protect their 7th place in the championship, but I'm doubtful that's going to happen. Out in front, though, an absolute flyer by the newly crowned 2023 champions. There they are, jumping clear with white shirts on, emblazoned with a number 1. So the T-shirts had all been printed. Etienne Bax secretly told me that. He said, well, I think they've got all the merchandise. They're here to win it. He said, I'm here to stop them. But it didn't go his way in race 1. Never mind, Etienne, we know what you're made of. There's Sanders. There's Pruma. There's Stefan Weiss. There's Heinze. Kerbin in there as well. Prunier and the Lille Bardes boys. So 2 pairs of brothers going neck and neck here into these ruts. This is absolutely brilliant. I've had a fantastic season, all 14 rounds of it. The travelling's been tough. The lengths and breadths from the Baltics all the way down to the Iberian Peninsula where we kicked off. Jano Stegman's a quick look over the shoulder as Heinze with the left-hand chair really fighting well. Imminent father-to-be Marco Heinze. Wife Anna at home, rather large and portly, due to give birth on the 9th of October. We wish her well. We wish everyone well in this sport. The paddock is one massive, massive family. Etienne Bax, Andre Chermak have had another problem. They're in trouble again and they're deep, deep down in the traffic now, fighting for survival. Heinze Rudy Betchart, meanwhile, have broken free of Davy Sanders. And Pruma, there's Kerbin. These have been scrapping all season. And I said in qualifying, I think one of the most improved riders was Justin Kerbin. You have to include Tim Pruma on that list as well. Tim Pruma, the young German, has really, really grown into his boots this season. Consummate professional. Sadly, we will not see him in the Nations competition because Germany are not fielding a team. A little bit of domestic politics, I think, and lack of finance getting in the way of Germany participating in the Cyclocross of Nations. More than that, I cannot say. Oh, Brett Wilkinson and Joe Millard, first sight of them with Bax fighting through. It looks like Brett was having a bit of a struggle getting up over that jump over and out of the turn. Not so Heinze, not so Kerbin, not so Sanders, and not so Prunier. Who's now got in front of the Lille Bardes boys. Again, you see, one-way traffic, there's nowhere to pass on those tight turns. The ruts determine where they go. The only place they can overtake is where the track widens out and you've got the hard pack. They can take advantage of that and make a move over the jumps if they've got enough momentum. Kerbin and Prunier. The Prunier boys having a great, great first full season in the World Championship. Promise for them, double French champions, I remind you. Concluded that title. Oh! That was a bit of a nudge by Kerbin who put the Prunier boys in the deep stuff. That happens, that's cyclocross. We've all done a bit of that. And up in the air with the hand of Justin Kerbin saying, sorry guys, I really didn't mean to do that. You've got to take the Dutchman at his word that he did not mean to do that. He ran a bit hot and Prunier was the innocent victim, if you like, of that. But Kerbin is a force to be reckoned with. Neil Bardis and Bax looking across to make sure his progress up the field is going to be continued. He's fighting through. It looks like he's now up to about 4th place, maybe 5th. Can't rightly say, but ahead of him, he's got Kerbin. They're the race leaders. Marvin van Lukenen, newly crowned champions. Ian Nicolas Mousset, absolutely thrilled on home ground to lift Mousset's 3rd title and Marvin's 2nd. Prunier and Pruma. Quite easy to confuse the names, but they are neck and neck. And Prunier getting the verdict here ahead of the German-Belgian pairing. Brett Wilkinson down in 8th place now, but doing enough to hold his 4th in the standings, which will be a personal best for him and carry him into the new season in a strong position. But he'll still, if I know Brett, carry the 199, I'm sure. That has become synonymous with them. They can opt to choose their number. They don't have to go for the number. As you've seen, Bax carrying number 82 throughout pretty much, well, his career as long as I've known him, that's for sure. On the back now of Prunier. Bax and Prunier. Yep, job done. Etienne Bax, André Cermak up over the top. And you heard in the interview, if you've seen the whole programme, that he's been experimenting again with the Televolt system. Maybe we'll see that appear in, look at that, a kiss for the bike in 2024. But Marvin van Lukenen, Nicolas Mousset, double victory just as they started the season. The double here, 50 points, just to wrap it up and put the icing on the cake. Runners up, Marco Heinze. There it is confirmed then, Van Lukenen from Heinze. What a brilliant result for them. Etienne Bax made it up to 4th behind Kerbin. Prunier ahead of Pruma. Koen Hermans battled through to 7th. Well, that's salvaging something. Neil Bardis, Hamar rounding out the top 10.
Koen, this weekend is probably one you'd want to forget, but we've talked about the bronze medal. That is still a big prize.
Yeah, if I see how much races we didn't finish, we are still 3rd in the championship. So, yeah, okay, that's not so bad. But, yeah, we have one goal to have, and that's world champion. And this season we see already it was not possible. So, yeah, it was a difficult season, but, yeah, we have to keep going.
The amount of unreliability you've had this year for you is unusual.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, we do our best, and if things happen like this, it's not good for the team, and it's difficult to stay motivated all the weekend. So, yeah, this weekend, yeah, I think there was a possibility for today, but yeah, again in the first motor, the engine stops, and yeah, there was a difficult second heat.
Paul Koen, such a talent. He'll be back. André Cermak never stops smiling.
André, you came here 2nd in the world. This weekend did not go your way, but a silver medal is a silver medal.
Yeah, exactly. We are happy. It not be the best weekend for us, I think, for all season. It was some worst race today, but it is how it is. Yeah, it was technical problem in the first race with the clutch, and then the kill switch. It was the second race, and then that was the problem of our day. But we are happy at the end. The silver for the total result in this season. That we are happy.
Champions last year, runners up this year. That's not a bad record.
Exactly, that was what I said. We are happy for this year, and we get so bad luck this weekend. But for all this year, we are happy with total, and hope to have only good memory for this year. Yeah.
Well, what can I say about this pair? They started the season with back-to-back victories in the first 2 rounds. That put them on track for the most amazing season in 2023. 2 championships then for Marvin van Lukene, and now 3 for Nicolas Musset.
What a way to finish the season. You two have done a great job. Congratulations to both of you. What a way though. What a day.
Yeah, what a weekend. You know, we win all 3 races, and yeah, for the French people it's amazing to ride, and also this weekend again, and for sure the fight for the title, and we can win it like this. Yeah, it's amazing for the whole team.
Second title for Marvin, another title for you, Nico, in front of so many fans.
Yeah, it's my first time. Now it's my third title, but the first time in my country. It's really crazy to have this in France with this public.
You started the season as you finished it. Doubles, fantastic.
Yeah, for sure, but we fight always for the win, but yeah, for sure it's not so easy to win every race, but yeah, we try it every week, and I think yeah, we need to be proud of the whole team. So hard work, and yeah, they deserve it really hard, the title, and I'm so happy for everyone, also our sponsors, the whole team, everyone. Thank you very much.
Nico, how hard has this year been with the French Championship as well?
Yeah, the French Championship, and then about the GP. It's the first goal was the GP, so we do it, and yeah, we are really happy about this.
Well, that's it then. Van Lukene backs Hermans, Brett Wilkinson there in 4th place. Lille Bardis, 5th in their first full season. You cannot knock that, can you? You have Marco Heitzer, he'll be thrilled. Davy Sanders will continue with the number 9, assuming Davy Sanders continues, which of course he will. Further down the order, Prunier's edged in the top 10, of course, so they'll be happy with that. You won't be looking at them on this page. Lefrick's in there with a bit to do. Dan Foden, Ryan Humphrey, that does not reflect their riding. They had bad luck, as we all know. Good luck to everyone. It's been the most amazing season. I have enjoyed every single race. I do hope you've enjoyed what we brought to you. We got the Nations coming up, and that will conclude 2023. But from me, Barry Nuckley, thank you so much for being with us all season. We'll see you next year. Enjoy the winter.
We never stop, still going when you finish. And even when we bleed, still believe that we can win this. We got what's underneath, you're all about that image. We never even stop at the top, no limits. Champions, and we're the champions. And we're the champions. And we're the champions. So bring it on.
Get your Bloody Mary, we are ready to race. Here he goes to the inside, oh, and he boots him.
Max goes through on the inside of Marvin.
Argentina, carajo! Hello, America! You are the world champions! You are the world champions!
Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin van Lukene certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.